Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Finding Joy in Your Vestibular Migraine Journey. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm Marissa.
And I'm Joy, and we hope you find joy and hope in your journey watching this series. So thanks for watching.
Thank you. I'm Marissa, and this is my co-host, Joy.
Hello.
Hi. And we are so excited to talk to you today and share with you some of our symptoms that we get with vestibular migraine, because there are so many, right, Joy? Oh.
So many. So many.
I actually wrote some of them out, and it was over 30 symptoms. I
Yeah.
mean, and that probably isn't even, because for everyone it can be maybe a little different, but also kind of in the same way. So some of them that we wanted to talk about were, well, first of all, when I first had this come on, what I experienced was a dizzy, out of it feeling constantly, brain fog, almost a feeling like I was drugged, like I was kind of not quite there, just couldn't concentrate. My vision seemed very strained. It actually hurt to kind of look around at
Mm-hmm.
things. I had light sensitivity. I remember just when I stepped outside, the light was just so bright than I ever remember with the sun. So that was really crazy. And then probably one of the most disturbing parts I had my first round with VM was the 24/7 rocking on a boat feeling. That one was awful because it literally didn't leave me. And when I moved around, it helped because I was in motion. But when I would sit still, I felt like I was constantly on a boat. So, laying down trying to go to sleep at night, it was hard because I felt like I was rocking on a ship. Did you ever get that one,
Yes, I get the
Joy?
rocky, especially when the pressure changes. I can tell when the low front's coming in because I feel the rocking. I feel like I'm on a ship. It's just a constant rocking. Mine will improve when I lay down. Like you said, everyone's different. Um,
Yes.
it's just really, really weird. And that's the one I don't want to drive if I have that rocking motion. Um,
Yeah.
that is the one I don't like at all. And the ear pressure with the weather changes.
Yes. I do get that too. Hmm.
Yes, the head pressure is the worst. And also one that I have, mine, this kind of came on before I started, really realizing that something was wrong. It was the ear ringing, and it happened in my right ear. It would kind of come and go, but then I think after like my first major VM attack when I was so sick, it just
Yeah.
it's constant. So I have the ringing in my ear 24/7. It doesn't let up. You kind of learn to ignore it. And I know there's a lot of great information out there that people can get about, tinnitus
Yeah.
or tinnitus, whichever you want to say, but it doesn't go away. And the worse I feel, the louder the ringing.
Of course.
Yes. Yeah.
So I know you were telling me, what are some things that help you with that,
So some of the things,
to reduce
relaxation does help. For me, having for the tinnitus, having background noise to distract me helps. Like when
that?
I sleep
Hmm.
at night, I sleep with the TV on and I sleep with it at a low level, just to kind of drown out the tinnitus. Like I said, there's a lot of great information out there, some resources. And I will link also, since we're talking about symptoms, VeDA has a great section on symptoms, and I will link that in the description for everybody. Um, I
That would be
know
great.
Yeah, I know there's definitely Mind Over Meniere's. If you go to that website, Glenn Schweitzer, he trains in tinnitus and helping people out with their tinnitus. So that's kind of
Wow.
another great resource as well. Just try not to think about it helps. I know that hearing aids can help. You can have hearing aids to help block that sound out. So,
Hmm.
learning to live with it, I think, and it's not, it doesn't affect me like it used to. I'm learning to kind of be okay with it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and how do you manage some of your symptoms on the flare up days?
Yes, those are a lot of the couch days, and like you,
Yeah.
kind of like the deep breathing, maybe listening to some calming music, a podcast or something to try to distract myself. Um, just taking a break. We talked about grounding. You said
Grounding.
that helped you a lot. And definitely giving yourself that grace. I think that's something you and I always talk about, that we've had to learn in this journey, is to give ourselves that grace to rest and to know that it's okay. I'm going to sit a
Okay.
little bit, and it's not forever. I can get up and do something maybe a little later,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
Another thing I do if I'm having a bad day, and maybe I'm just, feeling a little lonely, feeling a little in my feelings about my symptoms, I will turn on the VeDA series, the Rebalance series. That helps
Yes.
me. There's also, it's the Unfix community. They also have some great, just different, even people with different conditions, kind of telling what they go through, how they handle it. And I have those.
Mhm.
If you go to our YouTube page under channels, you can see some of those recommended YouTube pages. I know one of our good friends, Dave Juno, he has Meniere's Disease Warrior, where he puts
Yes.
little videos out that just, if I need that 3 5 minute pickup, um,
Yes.
to kind of listen
Those
to
do
how
help
other
a lot.
people deal with their symptoms, it helps. Like you and I talking helps.
Yes. Yes. That helps a lot.
Mhm.
Um, a couple of the other symptoms I wanted to mention that kind of stand out is, I would get a lot of times, like, you are walking on one of those wooden rickety bridges that's kind of swaying back and forth. I would get that feeling a lot when I would walk the dog outside. It was just unsettling. Um, in the shower, I used to get like the elevator drops, where I felt like you kind of dropped a floor. It's really kind of scary, and you have to hold on to something. Also, just, oh, we talk about that one. I call it the brain scrambler,
The
where
brain
it literally
scrambler.
feels like someone is like scrambling your brains, like just like moving them all around in your head. It's very
Yes.
unsettling. So
Yes.
there's that one. There's just the sitting and the sensation that, like, if you just sat down and then you kind of fall, like you feel like you're falling and you have to kind of grab on.
Yes.
Sometimes get that. I used to, when I was walking or be in the shower, it felt like everything was bouncing around me. And, that just, all that stuff just like makes your anxiety go up, because,
It
your
does.
world doesn't feel steady.
Yeah.
So it's very unsettling. Um, and I know you kind of get that feeling you said about sinking into the floor. Sometimes when you're walking, you feel like your feet are kind of sinking in, right? You were telling me about that.
Yeah. When I'm walking, I'll feel like my heels are kind of pushing into the ground more. It's just kind of an off balance feeling. I know going
Mhm.
from different surfaces, I can tell, if I'm walking on the
Mhm.
grass to the sidewalk outside, if I have different shoes on, that's when you can really tell.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's just about your brain getting used to the new experience, and that's what I tell myself. Hey, my brain's just telling me this is a new surface. This is a new shoe you're wearing. It's fine. You'll adjust. Um, and I don't want to say, I don't want to discount, oh, we're learning to live with this, because I don't think it ever gets comfortable. But I do feel like learning the tools that we've learned, it is manageable. Um, Maybe I don't quite panic or have that fear feeling as much as I used to. Once,
Mhm.
I've understand, okay, it's just your brain alerting you to a new sensation. And we as vestibular patients, we're just hypersensitive to that. Um,
Yes.
and how do you how have you handled when talking to physicians and they don't understand your symptoms? How has that, I know it's been frustrating for me. How has it been for you?
Yeah, it's very frustrating because, a lot of us will just be told, oh, you're just having anxiety. It's just anxiety. That's why you're feeling that way. Um, when no, there's actually physical things that we feel going on. And what helped so much, I think, was finding Dr. Bay and actually having a doctor that understands and validates those symptoms that we're feeling and
Yes, for
connects it with the vestibular migraine. You'll say, oh, I had this symptom or I had this sensation. And, he says, yes, I, I know about that, you know, and he kind of reassures you that, it's normal with this, you don't feel like something just crazy is going on in your body, that gives you more anxiety. So I think just that's so important to find a physician that is going to validate your symptoms and your feelings and really understand and get you some help, with that.
yeah,
Because, the medications help
they
bring
help.
down some of the symptoms, Um, and so yeah, I think that's just so important though, because otherwise you're just told, yes, it's anxiety, it's just all in your head. And
Yeah,
that's so frustrating.
it's so frustrating because being told, oh, everyone gets dizzy from time to time. Everyone, no, they don't understand. This is a 24/7 feeling we have, and it's not
Yeah.
fun. It's not a comfortable feeling. And like you
No.
said, having the right doctor to validate those symptoms, and also having the right therapist to help you kind of cope when you have the symptoms, when you have the flare up. That's
Yeah.
been helpful as well. So it's really not just a one solution, take a pill and you're better. It's really a multi approach to calming down your symptoms, reaching out to friends and family who
Yes.
understand, finding a good physician, um, and like we said earlier, giving yourself grace for the symptoms. There's so
Yes.
many,
Yes.
and it can
Yes.
be
So many.
so many, and you can have one symptom, this day, and then the next day it's a completely different symptom. Just
Yes.
it varies.
And we've talked about all the different forms of dizziness that we've had, how
Yes.
that feels. We've had all different forms of that too. Whether it's quick spins or it's a slow dizzy feel coming on, or, your world kind of feels like it's toppling over and you need to grab hold of something.
Mhm.
Just experiencing so many different versions of that.
Yeah. The
So, yes.
What did we talk about yesterday? We called it the horizontal jolt, where you feel like you've moved
Yes.
forward. You haven't. You just feel like you have.
Yes. 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 Well, it's so good to always talk to you about the symptoms and we can always relate because, it's hard for other people sometimes to understand. So,
It
um
is.
yeah, all these symptoms are part of vestibular migraine and we are learning to adapt and, handle it. And we're still in the journey. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're still learning.
We're learning about all these symptoms. So everybody out there, thank you for joining us and, coming along this journey with us. And feel free to leave your comments below what symptoms you have. We
Yes.
love to hear from people. We love to hear, is there something out there that you do to help your symptoms? We would love to hear that as well. And, remember to share, like, and subscribe the video so we can get our message out. And again, if there's stuff
Yes.
that people want to hear about, let us know in the comments. And we just really want to get the message out and, be a part of the vestibular community. So thank you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. And that's such a great idea, Joy, about, getting the message out. And we want to hear what topics maybe you're interested in hearing from us and let us know. So thank you so much for listening today.
Yes, thank you. And we hope you find joy in your journey.
Yep, journey on.